Hi everybody, this is Joe from PrepAgent. Glad to see everybody on this fantastic Monday. Today we're doing vocabulary, which obviously is the most important subject of all. So if you guys give me a thumbs up, let me know you could hear me, and we'll begin. Where's my thumbs up? Who's got a big thumbs up for me? Anybody? Anybody? So I hope you guys went to some open houses yesterday. You want to go to those open houses to get to know the stuff in your area, see how other people are doing business, see what brokers are out there, see what people are looking for, so that after you pass, you are ready to rock. And if nothing else, it just motivates you to study, kind of get that feeling when you're going to those open houses. Okay, so it looks like everybody can hear me, so we'll just jump right into it today. So we got the word emblements on the board. What is emblements? Who can tell me what emblements are? What are emblements? What are emblements? Who knows? Okay, so emblements are crops. Good job, everybody. Emblements are crops. All right, good. Blanket mortgage, blanket mortgage. I want you guys writing these definitions as fast as you can. Do not worry about getting it wrong. And if it goes too fast for you, I want you guys to remember that this is recorded and you could go back and listen to it again. All right? So nobody worry if this is too fast for you. You can always listen to the recording and pause it at a pace that's good for you. Okay, so we got blanket mortgage on the board. A blanket mortgage is a mortgage that covers more than one parcel of real estate and provides for each parcel partial release from the mortgage lien on repayment of definite portion of the debt. So blanket mortgage covers more than one property. So as you pay it off, parts of the property are released. All right. What is a lien? Who knows what a lien is? What is a lien? Anybody knows what a lien is? What's a lien? What do you guys think? So a lien is when you owe money. A lien is when you owe money. Good job, everybody. What is the difference between a general lien and a specific lien? What is the difference between a general lien and a specific lien? What do you guys think is the difference between a general lien and a specific lien? So a general lien, if you don't pay, they could take all your property. And a specific lien is when they could take one property, one specific thing, like your house. Whereas general lien, they could come after like your car, your bank account, all that kind of stuff. Okay, next word on the board is functional obsolescence. Who could tell me about functional obsolescence? Functional obsolescence. Okay, that's when you have poor design. It's a form of depreciation, and it's from poor design of the property. Good, it's not functional. What are the other two types of depreciation that come up on your exam? What do you guys think? What are the other two types of depreciation that comes up on your exam? What do you guys think? The other two types of depreciation. So the other two types of depreciation are economic obsolescence and physical deterioration. Economic obsolescence and physical deterioration. Okay, agency. Let's see it. How many of you guys could define this? Agency. Agency. Okay, this is when a person or corporation represents somebody known as the principal. You have that fiduciary relationship, which means you have loyalty. We talked about this last week, if you guys were with me. What is the difference between a principal and a client? Who knows? Who could tell me the difference between a principal and a client? Principal and a client. Okay, there is no difference. They're the same thing. They're the same thing. Now, principal and a customer is different. Okay, so you owe that principal your fiduciary duty, which means loyalty. Client, you do not owe them loyalty, but you do owe them honesty and fairness. You can't cheat them. Everybody got it? Right? Got it if you got it. Right? Got it. Interim loan. What is an interim loan? Interim loan. What is an interim loan? Interim loan's a short-term loan. A short-term loan, good. And after it's paid off, it converts to a takeout loan, which is a long-term loan. So this is usually used for construction. Okay, when you get these short-term loans, so they're there for while the property's being built. How many first-timers we have here today? Everybody write how many webinars you've been to. If this is your first one, write 1. If this is your 20th one, write 20. And if you've been here 100 times, then write 100. How many webinars have you guys been to? I love it when you guys come to a lot. That's why we changed it, like doing like this from the one-on-one formats, because the one-on-one, I can only help somebody once, and then I would never talk to them again because there just wasn't enough time. But this, I could help a lot of people, and a lot of people could come back multiple times, which is great. But that just wasn't possible with one-on-one. So we got 3. We got a few first-timers. Awesome. Welcome, Dana Todd. Okay, assignment. What is assignment? Oh, thanks, Ruby. I appreciate that. Okay, assignment is when you transfer the responsibility. Good. Grandfather clause. So I hope you guys don't mind, but we're really trying to bust through the vocabulary today. Some days I do a lot more explanation. Some days we go through a lot of questions, and some days we just kind of like bust through this to try and cover a bunch of vocabulary. And I feel like it's Monday and you guys are motivated. So we just kind of want to get through as much as we can here. Okay, so a grandfather clause is when you're given that exception to the rule because you were using it in a way that does not conform with the new use, but you got it because when you got it, it was allowed. Okay, voluntary lien, a voluntary lien. What can you guys tell me about a voluntary lien? Voluntary lien. A voluntary lien would be a lien that you do not want. And the obvious example is when you get a loan from the bank in the form of a mortgage. Most liens are involuntary, things like tax liens, mechanics liens, judgment liens, things of that nature. But the obvious voluntary lien is a mortgage. That's the example I know. Honestly, I don't know of another example of a voluntary lien other than a mortgage. Okay, amortization. Amortization. What's amortization? Amortization is the process of paying off your debt. Payment of financial obligation in installments. Good. And you guys dress up as awesome costumes for Halloween. Most fun holiday ever. Okay, voidable contract. What is a voidable contract? Winnie the Pooh. I always love dressing up as like a bear in some way because all you're really doing is wearing like pajamas. All those bear costumes are essentially jumpsuits with ears. And it's like wearing footy pajamas when you were little. That's why everybody loves those bear costumes. You know what I'm talking about? You basically zip it up in the back and you're basically like putting on like your footy pajamas. Was there a word for those when you were little? Those pajamas with those feet? Get your little pajamas with the little hood that goes over that has the ears and you're good to go. And you get to go out at night in like little kid pajamas. Okay, avoidable contract is one where you have the right to cancel. A onesie. Thank you, Adrian. Those are called onesies. Nice. Okay, avoidable contract. You have the right to rescind. Who could give me an example of when a contract would become avoidable? Who can give me an example of why a contract would be considered voidable? If you're put under duress, good. If you're put under duress, that would make a contract voidable. Good. That's a good example. What are the four essentials of a valid contract? What are the four essentials of a valid contract? Who knows? Who could tell me the four essentials of a valid contract? Mutual consent, competent parties, offer and acceptance, which is the same as mutual consent. So mutual consent, competent parties, lawful object, and agreement. Those are the four essentials. If a contract does not have one of those four essentials, what does that make the status of the contract? If a contract does not have one of those four essentials, what does that make the status of the contract? And the answer is void. Void. Good. If a contract needs to be in writing, according to the statute of frauds, and it is not in writing, what is the status of that contract? What do you guys think? What is that contract? That makes it unenforceable. Good job, Rachel. It does not make it void because it still has the four essentials of a contract. Has everybody got that? Writing is not an essential. So it would still have the essentials. It would make it unenforceable. Rachel, Rachel, Rachel. Had to chant her name. She's getting a lot of them right. And like I said before, everybody deserves to have their name like chanted once in a while. Okay, what is a contingency clause? What is a contingency clause? What do you guys think? What's a contingency clause? Okay, a contingency clause, a contract provision that requires a specific event to happen. So, like, you could buy property contingent upon you getting a loan or contingent upon the appraisal coming through, a contingent upon the inspection. And what that means is you're not buying the property if those things don't happen. If you don't get the loan, if the inspection doesn't come out up to the proper standards, or the appraisal is not, coordinating with the loan amount, things of that nature. Equitable title. What is equitable title? What is equitable title? Equitable title. What do you guys think? So equitable title represents the right to use and possess and the right to get legal title at a later date. Okay, when you borrow money from the bank, you get equitable title. You don't have legal title because the bank or the trustee, somebody else maintains that title, so they have the right to sell the property so they could get their money back. So you don't actually have legal title once you get a loan. Does everybody get that? You have equitable title. Reliction. What is that? What is reliction? Reliction. That's rescission of water, leaving land permanently uncovered. Okay, good. Intestate. What is intestate? Intestate. Intestate means dying without a will. Without a will, no will. Pretty straightforward definition there. So what do you call it when you die with a will? What is it with a will? What do you guys think? What's it called when you die with a will? The answer is testate. Testate. What are you guys going to do when you make your first $1 million? Think of something fun. Don't give me boring stuff like pay off my car debt or something like that. Because if you're making $1 million, chances are you've already paid off your car debt. So keep that in mind. What are you guys going to do once you make your first $1 million? And like I said, all that stuff like paying off debts and all that, if you're making $1 million, chances are you've already done that stuff. All right, so think big. Travel, 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 go to, oh, everybody wants to travel. Maybe we should take like a group vacation. I don't know. We'll all go on a trip together. What I'd like you guys to do is take a picture of your dream and then put it on your computer as a screensaver. That stuff always motivates you. Always have that picture up. There's the things we talk about, why you want to live, and the things that you need to live. To need to live, you got to pay off your debts. You got to, pay for like medical things, all that kind of stuff. And that's all great. But when you really want motivation, you need something positive. And so the studies always show you want to be motivated on the things that are why, like spending time with your family, I don't know, like taking your kid to a football game or taking your kid to see box seats for your favorite sporting event or going to an amazing concert or getting the beautiful car, or beautiful watch or vacation. Things like that, studies show, are much more motivational than putting up on your screen like pay off my debt. So everybody should be thinking about those whys and not like the hows as much. Obviously, we got to take care of the how. Obviously, I'm not saying you don't. But you guys get the idea. When we started talking about travel and all that here in our chat, we're all thinking like, yeah, let's get it. If I say pay off your debt, you're like, yeah, I guess, got to do it. Okay, here we go. Oh, Jenny says I'm going to say pay my husband to leave. Ooh, there's a lot to unpack there. Okay, next question. Estate at will. What's an estate at will? Estate at will. Estate at will means you can end it any time. Good. So you have your estate for years, periodic tenancy, estate at will, and estate at sufferance. Estate for years means there's a defined period of time. Periodic tenancy would be like that week to week, month or month. Estate at will means it end at any time. And estate at sufferance would be like that deadbeat tenant who doesn't leave. Actual notice. What is actual notice? What do you guys think is actual notice? Okay, actual notice is when first hand of something is provided. So you got constructive notice and actual notice. Actual notice is like if I go up to you and just tell you straight up, I give you a piece of paper, this is it, read it with me, look. Constructive notice is more like you're not directly telling somebody, but any reasonable person should be able to find out So if something's like recorded or filed away and you have access to those documents, then you should know as well. That's constructive notice. Okay, estate for years. So I just spoke about this before. So what is this? What is an estate for years? What do you guys think? Estate for years. It's a fixed period of time. It's a fixed period of time. The example we like to use is like a summer rental, Memorial Day to Labor Day. Excuse me, guys. A little cough there. Narrative appraisal report. Narrative appraisal report. What do you guys think? Narrative appraisal report. It is the most comprehensive type of report. Oh, this is a fun one. Who knows what a stigmatized property is? A stigmatized property. I'll give you a hint. Ooh, ooh. Property. It has to do with ghosts. It's haunted. Okay? Events I've heard like murder or suicide or paranormal activities. Was that a good ghost noise? I don't know. Or is it just like a weird howling effect into your computer? Effective age. What's that one? What's an effective age? Effective age. So effective age is basically how useful it is, where actual age is like how old it actually is, where effective age is more like it's been updated. It would be much smaller than the actual age. Judgment lien. What's a judgment lien? A judgment lien. A judgment lien is a lien put on by the court. So you lose a court case and they say you owe money. It would obviously be a general involuntary lien, which means they could come after everything you have. A pertinent easement. What is an impertinent easement? An appurtenant easement. Appurtenant easement. Good luck, Francisco Sanchez. We're all sending you good vibes. Everybody on the count of three, send Francisco good vibes. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Good vibes. Remember, just like Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'll be in your ear while you're taking the test. Okay, a pertinent easement goes with the land. It runs with the land. So when the property is sold, the easement goes with it. Okay, here we go. Moving right along. Reconveyance deed. Reconveyance deed. What's that? What do you guys think? A reconveyance deed. Good luck, Rosanna. So a reconveyance deed is after you pay off your debt, you get issued a reconveyance deed, and basically it shows that you don't owe money to anybody anymore. Okay, and that's what this is all about. And once you pay off the debt, this is not a piece of paper you want to lose. You want to keep that piece of paper because it's evidence that you don't owe any more money. If the bank you got the loan for goes out of business, it could be a nightmare to get that document. It's one of those documents you want to hold on to it, take a picture of it, make a copy of it, everything. If you guys ever received one, it's very shocking how small it is. Like when you get a loan, you have to sign away your life in something the size of like an encyclopedia, it feels like. But when you pay off your loan, it's one little piece of paper that looks like one of those certificates you get when you're 8 and you play like in a basketball league and you get a participation certificate. It's like a very simple certificate that just says reconveyance deed. That's it. It's kind of funny when they want to take your money, they make you sign your life away. But when you don't owe them any more money, they're just like, whatever, here's a piece of paper, leave us alone. Brandy says she has one. So Brandy, maybe you could confirm what I'm saying. It's like not very elaborate. It's a very simple piece of paper. Okay, principle of conformity. What is that? Principle of conformity. Principle of conformity just says values goes up if the community maintains a certain design and look. Okay, that's all that is. Involuntary lien. What is an involuntary lien? So involuntary lien is a lien you don't want, which for me is basically all the liens you're going to talk about other than when you get a loan, either from a bank for your house or for a car. The only type of voluntary liens is when you get a loan of some kind. All the other liens are basically involuntary. Okay? So I can't think of any voluntary liens other than when you like get a loan of some kind. All right? So that's it for today. Good job, guys. We got through a lot of vocabulary. Today was a good day. Tomorrow, I will be back at 4 o'clock California time, 7 o'clock New York time. You guys do the math wherever you are in between. Adrian will be there on Wednesday, and then I'm back on Thursday and Friday. Sounds like the sound quality is good, so tomorrow should be another great day. Thank you, everybody. Talk to you then.